And we're back at the next part. As what we're going to be doing in this part then is finishing off all of our interior, and what we're going to do is start this off. You just want to come up to the third floor, and on the left hand side of that light grey wall on the end, you just want to extend it out by another 5 more blocks. Then diagonal to the last block of quartz on the other side, you just want to place that 1 more block of grey wall. And once you have done that, as you can see in the image behind this then, what we're just going to add is that grey wall. So to start this off then, just come in line with the far left hand light grey wall block, we just want to count 5 blocks in front, and on the 5th block you just want to start by placing 8 blocks out with your grey wall. Then on the right hand side last block, just 1 more block of grey wall, and then behind that you just want to extend it all the way to the wall. And there you go, that's sort of our floor plan marked out. What we are going to go ahead and do now is extend it all up to the roof. But when you do this you want to make sure to miss out this front section here, but apart from that you just want to extend the rest up all the way to the roof. Now that you've done that, what we are just going to do is come by the section that we haven't actually extended up. Well, on the 3rd block up you just want to start by placing 5 blocks back with your grey wall. Then behind the last block, just extend it all the way back. And after this, just extend it up by 1 more row. Now that we've actually sorted out all of our floor plan for this floor, what I am going to do is go ahead and remove all of the torches on the floor and just stick them all on the walls. Now for this bit it doesn't actually matter where you place them, so I am going to be skipping it, but again you just want to place them all on the walls. So now that you've done that, as I mentioned, you should have any torch left on the floor. But what we are going to do is come to this small room on the right where we're going to be using it as a storage room, and to start off then, I just want to fill in this back wall section here with your grey wall. Then you just want to do the same for this bottom 3 rows of quartz here as well. For this room then, as I mentioned, we are going to be using a storage room, but before we do, we should add a wall to divide it up. So on the opposite wall then behind us, what you want to do is count to the third block out, where you want to place 2 rows up with your light grey wall. Then after we sleep on the opposite wall, as you can see in the image, what we are going to add is 2 lots of chests going up on either side. Then on the row in between our 2 columns chest, what you want to add is your white carpet all the way up. After this, to finish off the whole of this room, as you can see in the image, what we are just going to do is add 1 more lot of chests on the left hand side of our light grey wall we added just a second ago. And there you go, that was the last thing we're going to be adding to this room. What we are going to do now is come back out into our lobby, where the only thing we're actually going to be adding to this room is going to be our chair in the corner. But what we can do to start this off then is you want to place 1 birchwood stair facing inwards, followed by 1 birchwood stair facing outwards next to that. Then on the right of the last one, just 4 more blocks to your birchwood stairs, and again making sure the last one's facing inwards. For the next room then, what we are going to be putting in is going to be a load of beds, and for this what you want to start off by doing is coming in 1 block out away from the corner, where you want to add your first bed. So we're just going to be using the same design what we used for the second floor beds, so just having 2 white wall blocks and then 2 by 2 of your red wall in front, and lastly just 2 white carpet blocks on top. So that's the first bed added. Now we are just going to add 2 more, and just making sure to leave a 2 block space between each bed. So after this, on the right hand side of all of our beds, what you want to add is a fence post with a pressure plate on top of that. Then to finish off this room on the opposite wall, what we're just going to be adding to all of the spaces between our glass is going to be our chests. So in each of them then you just want to place 3 high-view chests, and we're just going to go ahead now and add them all in. That's the first lot of chests added, and now just carry on doing the same for the other spaces. So now that we've finished off this room, what we are just going to do is come along to the next room, and we're just going to add an office in here. So what we're going to do to start this room off then is we can place a chair with a desk in front of that, and for a chair then you just want to come to the corner on the third block out, you just want to place a C shape with your birchwood stairs, and then just a slab in the middle. Then in front of this, as you might have guessed, what we are just going to be adding is our desk. So 1 block out away from our chair, what we are just going to do, as you can see in the image, is you just want to place 2 wooden stairs upside down, and then after that just 3 wide of your wooden slabs, followed by 2 more wooden stairs after that. After that, facing the opposite way, we're just going to add another chair, so again using the same design and also the same materials, that we just want to make sure it's 1 block away from our table. Then after this, to finish off this bit, what you want to add on top of your desk is just a pressure plate with a painting in front of that, and on the right hand side of this you just want to add a lever. So to finish off this room then, what we are going to add is 3 paintings in total, and also we're going to add another chair. Now for the first 2 paintings, what you want to add them is on this grey wall section over here, and for the first 2 you want to make sure they're both 1x2 overall, and then for the third one we're going to make it 2x2. But for the first 2 then you just want to count 3 blocks up away from the corner, and also on the third block out. That's the first 2 added, and now for the third one, which is going to make it 2x2 as I mentioned, and you want to have it in the same place. So on this court section over here, you just want to count 3 blocks out along the bottom, and then just on the third block up, you just want to place the painting. Then to finish this room off, as I mentioned, what we are just going to add is another chair. So for this then, you just want to place 1 birchwood stair in the corner facing inwards, and then after that 4 birchwood stairs facing outwards. Now that we've done this room, we can go ahead and start finishing the last room to finish up the whole of this floor and all of our interior. Now what we're going to be adding here is going to be our desk with a chair behind that, and also a load more beds. But for our desk then, what we're just going to start off by doing, you just want to come to the corner, and on the third block out you just want to place an upside down stair with 3 slabs next to that. And behind that for our chair, as you can see in the image, what you want to add is 2 stairs facing into each other. As I mentioned then, to finish off all of this room, what we are going to add is our beds. Now what we're going to be doing for this, you just want to come to the corner, and on the third block out, you just want to place your first bed here, and we're just going to be placing 4 in total. That's the first one added, and now we're just going to add another 4, just making sure to leave a 2 block space as we did before between each bed. Then as we did before, on the right hand side of all of our beds, you just want to add an oak wood fence with a pressure plate on top of that. And there you go, that was the last thing we needed to do to finish up the whole of the interior, and that's actually the last thing we're going to be doing for this part. If you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know in the comments down below, but what we are going to be doing in the next part is starting on a garden around the outside.